2 days ago, I was hyperventilating on the side of the road, crying my eyes out, overwhelmed. Every single thing that was happening just felt too much to deal with. And I turned around at a car and told it to F off because it beeped at me. And yeah, maybe I was in the road, but I was struggling that day. Just under 2 months ago, I was diagnosed with anorexia, and I've learned a lot already on this recovery, but there's probably a lot more for me to go through as I'm very early on. I do want to share my story and express what I've been going through because it's been crazy, and I'm coming to terms and learning so much about all of it as I go through it. But I think I want to wait until I can speak a little bit more in hindsight with a bit more clarity, just because I know that since I've learned more and acknowledged more, and there can be real triggers, and I don't want to say the wrong thing or be oblivious to some of the things that people that are suffering, like the way they can be affected. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I want to share all of that when the time is right. At the moment, I've kind of been blessed with time to heal and recover. It's allowed me to be even way more introspective and deal with a lot of things. At first I felt really guilty about having this time off because it felt like you're dealing with a mental condition, even though it's so physical as well. Just feels like when you have a good moment, why am I off? But then things get really, 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 really tough, and I'm like, oh, that's why. Sometimes the most challenging thing is to actually be compassionate with yourself and be patient with yourself and say, look, you actually need to slow down now. And as much as I want this routine and this structure, and I want to make sure I'm doing things and I'm not falling behind, and I sit here and compare myself to others and where they're at on their journey and what they're doing, I know that I really need to stay true to my path and follow my heart and my intuition and my gut and be true to myself and my journey, because that is the only way that I can really truly help others on theirs, is by being authentic to myself. I've always wanted to just be of service of others, and I can't be that if I'm not me. I can't be that if I haven't sorted myself out first. I just can't. I don't know, I've just been in this weird space of solitude where the person I see the most is my mum. Everyone else I'll see in drips. I'm not even seeing them very much right now. And I'm okay with it. Being someone that found it really hard to be alone growing up and always needing to be with people, it's taught me a lot already. There's been so many silver linings within this, even though I've felt like I'm suffering so much mentally and physically. I also feel so blessed, so blessed with the love and support that I have from the people in my life. It's insane. I know deep down that I'm going to recover and I'm going to be okay. This time can be spent not just sat here thinking, oh, this is what I'm recovering from. I'm trying to complete my project that I've been working on for the past year. I need to make sure that in the moments where I feel strength that I'm getting that done. And then I sat there and I thought, you know what, I've always loved visuals and I've always loved speaking and watching vlogs and watching other people's content. Let me just create a kind of diaries of this, and whoever's meant to watch and resonate and connect will. Whoever's not, at least it was a bit of fun for me to film and edit. I want to show what I'm doing in these moments of solitude and recovery without feeling guilt, just feeling like I can help others in some way. Things honestly can be so different to what you think they are. Like seeing somebody that you just pass on the street, seeing someone on socials, like this has made me realise that like you just never ever know what someone is going through. You never ever know. People can be so good at masking it. You just never know. I'm trying to be in a space where I can just like romanticize life, come back to the simplicity of things and just enjoy it without getting too caught up with fear and worries and feelings that I'm not doing enough. There's so much that I want to do in terms of like creating, and yeah, I have to do it from a space that is like, when I have energy and when I'm, you know, not like, I need to be okay. Some people's best work was made when they were in pain or when they were in a really dark space, but really I'm like finding my centre a lot and bringing myself back there and back again, whether that's through meditation, whether that's through going on walks or just literally being on my own and not letting anything else affect me, because right now I step outside and everything affects me. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it can be quite a dark and confusing place. I think you can still create from those places. I just want to connect with people and build a community that I feel like we can all help each other and all inspire each other. One thing about, you know, what I'm going through, and I know I said I wouldn't keep fucking talking about it, is that you can isolate yourself quite a lot and you can avoid things, and I don't want to do that. I want an excuse to kind of like do more than just be in these four walls. Hoping that, like, you know, just filming some stuff, I want to share like people that like I love watching, myself, like content that I love. I want to like share music with you, share like all the things that I've been doing in my time, and just take you with me on these. It's like a little diary. That's me. Let's go. I've been really into having like fresh lemon and ginger tea in this teapot here and just reading. Reading is something that like I never could do when I was younger. Like I could not concentrate at all. I'd find myself having to like read out loud. I just couldn't focus or retain information, and sometimes I still struggle, but I worked my way into reading in the last, I'd say 3 or 4 years, starting off with books that were all quite spiritual and self-help kind of books, and because it interested me so much, I wanted to learn and I wanted to know this information, so something about my focus and attention was able to just really double down. I've got a collection now of books that have changed my life. I always find that now I just attract the right book into my life at the right time, and sometimes it can take me really long to finish a book, and even if that's the case, it feels as though whatever day I pick up that book to read that page, something about it will resonate with me that day that I needed to hear or needed to read that day. At the moment I'm reading Aleph, which is by Paulo Coelho, which is the author of The Alchemist. After reading The Alchemist for the second time recently, I just really realised how much I resonate and connect with the author and the way that he looks at the world. I know that The Alchemist is a lot of people's favourite book because it speaks to all of us, it speaks to our soul. And if you haven't read it, you need to read it. It's a fictional book, but the wisdom and the lessons that it teaches you through its story will speak to you on every level. At the end of The Alchemist, it had a list of all the books, other books that he'd written. I saw Aleph and I was like, that looks good. And then I saw on my mum's bookshelf downstairs that she had it. She's got so many books that I don't even think she's read, and I was like, sweet, I'm gonna read this. And I've got through this really quick. I guess I've had the time to. So anyone that has any recommendations, please send them my way. I'm so grateful for this sun right now, I can't lie to you. The winter has been so cold. I hate feeling cold, and I felt so cold now for so long. And so to come into spring and just start feeling the warmer air and the sun is just such a blessing. I love it. I have the app I Am. It will just send you notifications with positive affirmations throughout the day, and you can control how many they send. I've really found that it does really help. I feel like I have a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge on the things that I know can help me and can help others, but sometimes just remembering it and actually applying it to your life is so difficult. And I know that that takes repetition and ritual and patience and time, but we need these reminders sometimes to really be like, oh yeah, I'm bugging, that's so true. We just forget, and I think the reason why we forget is because we are in a world that is constantly trying to distract us and grab our attention onto things that, are they really that beneficial? Like, I'll sit there on TikTok and give my attention to Instagram. And yes, sometimes I see great things and I learn great things. But a lot of the time, it's kind of unnecessary. It's got me in a mindset that isn't present, and I'm just kind of distracted. And before you know it, time has gone straight past, and it's like, what have I done? Bro, I've actually got 4 screens here right now. I've got 2 phones because I've got my old phone that's got more storage on it, so I have that for my music stuff. I've got my phone, I've got my laptop, and I've got a TV screen there that I've been watching YouTube on. I'm really trying to practice just catching myself and being like, this isn't making me feel good right now, or I'm not getting anything with this. I definitely am procrastinating, I can't lie to myself. I also have another app called Vocabulary where it will do the same kind of thing. It will send you a notification with a new word throughout the day. It's kind of cool because sometimes you can learn some new words, but I kind of forget them. If I like it, you can save the words so that you can look at the list of words that you've saved and remember them. Or if I'm inspired by that word or I want to write something with it, I'll write it in my notes. And I'm always writing my notes, and I've got 4 or 5 different journals now for different things, so I'm writing a lot. I'm feeling quite ill today. I woke up feeling horrendous. You know when you just know that you're getting ill? You know when your body is just okay, I'm aching. I felt sick. I felt like my body was throbbing, and I just felt all dry throat. I'm not really ill, but I'm just I know my body is trying to fight something right now. I've just been trying to take it even more easy today. It's a struggle because the mind wants to fight a lot of what I'm doing right now. I'm really trying to recover and be as compassionate as I can towards myself. It's hard, but we're trying. How am I going to help others if I can't do that for myself? It's so much easier to be logical and have common sense and be oh, that's a healthy decision when you're doing it for someone else. But when it's you, it's you're way more in your head about things. You can just go with your subconscious and just, I don't know, you don't always put yourself first, right? It's crazy.